Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. For there is magic in the night, when pumpkins glow by moonlight, and when witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, 'tis near Halloween.
Haha, yes. Welcome to a special episode of Vlogging, but it's history.
We talked about the teeth.
What about the teeth?
We talked that we weren't going to use the teeth. No one can understand anything.
They're so cool. Look at them.
But you can't understand you when you use the teeth. It's going to ruin the video.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they're getting kind of gross.
Ew.
Welcome to Vlogging,
But it's history.
a special episode, the history of the Halloween party. Be wary, be warned, things will get frightly tonight.
Samhain, All Saints' Day, and All Hallows' Eve. Halloween is an interesting holiday. Beginning with Celtic origins, Halloween's always been celebrated in a group setting rather than individually. In this special episode of Vlogging, but it's history, we are going to take a look at some quintessential Halloween party elements and a look at their historical beginnings.
Probably the most quintessential is the booze. Both types. Boof!
Why do we wear costumes on Halloween? Well, the tradition of wearing costumes comes from the Celts, who ruled Europe as early as the 6th century BCE. The Celts celebrated a harvest festival called Samhain. During Samhain, the line between the physical world and the spiritual world were weak, and ghosts were able to cross over and roam the lands. Some say costumes were worn to ward off the spirits, and others say costumes were worn to make the spirits feel at home as they traveled the earth. Original Celtic costumes would have been animal heads and skins. When Christianity took over All Saints' Day, popular costume choices would have been angels, saints, and the devil. Irish immigrants who came to America during the 18th century created their own costumes using masks, makeup, and sheets. By the 1920s, businesses had started to commercialize on Halloween, and pop icons of the time were popular costume choices to be worn to Halloween parties.
So are jack-o'-lanterns, cobwebs, and witches' brooms really traditional Halloween decorations dating back to Samhain? In a way, yes. During Samhain, large fires were lit to signify the end of summer and the nearness of winter. And that's why a candlelit ambiance is quintessential to a Halloween party. Common colors in modern-day Halloween parties are black and orange. And for the Celts, black represented the death of summer, and orange represented the autumnal leaves they were seeing at this time of year. During the Middle Ages, carved turnips started to appear, which we call jack-o'-lanterns. And it was the Irish who decided to make the switch from turnips to pumpkins, in what we see in more modern jack-o'-lanterns. Just like Halloween costumes, by the 1920s, companies had started to take an interest in the holiday. The Denizen Paper Company began to publish a catalog every year with advice on how to decorate for the perfect Halloween party, thus the beginning of mass production of Halloween decorations.
The earliest reference to spooky treats on Samhain are from the Celts during the Middle Ages. During this time, families would enjoy a dump supper in which spirits and the families would dine together. When the Romans took over Celtic lands, Samhain adopted certain Roman traditions. Part of their autumn celebration included worshiping the goddess Pomona, the goddess of trees and fruit. Apples were a key symbol of Pomona, and they represented love and romance.
Is that why we eat candied apples on Halloween?
Yes, it is. Fun fact, Candied apples were actually an accidental creation. There was a candy maker in New Jersey in the early 1900s, and he was experimenting with this sticky red candy for Christmas. In order to display his new candy, he dipped apples into the sticky red candy and displayed them in his window display. However, when people saw them, they wanted to buy the whole dipped apple, not just the candy.
Sounds delicious.
Baked sweets are a quintessential part of any party. During the Christian All Souls Day, a version of All Saints Day, citizens were given a small pastry called a soul cake. Party decorations weren't the only thing to be dressed in orange and black on a Halloween party. During the 1900s, cookies and cakes were coated in orange and black. During the 1950s, pumpkin face cakes were a popular treat.
Thanks, Betty Crocker. You pumpkin-faced bitch.